Hi everyone, Jason Frugé here with Frugé-ology. In this mini-series we talk about my three favorite things, cigars, whiskey, and barbecue. I compare them with my other favorite thing, information security. Today we're going to talk about barbecue. Now just to save time, I've gone ahead and smoked a brisket and it looks really good. I'm really pleased with the outcome. This is the flat here. I've already cut it and sliced it so we're ready for sandwiches or just eating it like that. And then the point I've cubed to make burnt ends, and that's really what I'm going to focus on today. Now, before I get started on how to make these, I'm going to tell you as a side tip, I'm really into essential oils, and if you are too, you can benefit in the following way. Just go ahead and dab your finger in that oily area there, put a little behind the ear, a little on the wrist there, and rub them in. I can tell you, I'm already feeling the benefits of this. And because I'm feeling so good, my animals, they like me more too. It's amazing how that works out. All right, so back to the burn ends recipe. So for a Kansas City style burn end, what I like to do is on the rub that I put in there, which I'm not going to share that recipe, but I will share the recipe in a second. I make that sweet and spicy. That gives me the perfect kind of outcome, what I'm looking for in a Kansas City style burn end, which is really to accentuate the sweet quite a bit. And I also have created my very own barbecue sauce, which does just that. It accentuates the sweet and the spicy. This is a unique flavored barbecue sauce that has, it's a ketchup base, but it also has like a vinegar in it. So it kind of takes into account a lot of different types of flavors that you're going to see in different areas. I'm actually going to share this recipe with you. So the first thing you want to do when creating the burnt ends is go ahead and cube them. You're looking at like a little quarter-inch to an inch by 1 by 1 kind of square. So I've already done that. Now what I'm going to do is take some brown sugar. This is just regular brown sugar. I'm going to give it a real good coating, right? This is an important step. And as I mentioned, that barbecue sauce is already sweet, but this is really going to make a difference as well to add some flavor to that barbecue sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the burnt ends with some sauce here, be real generous with it. And now my next step is I'm just going to mix these up real good. Get them nice and covered in that sauce and that brown sugar. This is important to get that real good coating on there because when I put them back on the smoker here in a second, they're going to caramelize and it's really going to make the flavor so much better. So that brown sugar is going to melt and caramelize with that ketchup. So let's go ahead and get these on the smoker. All right, so now we've got our burnt ends, brisket burnt ends, just covered with our brown sugar and covered with our barbecue sauce. So we're going to go ahead and put them on the smoker. I have this set at about 200 degrees. We're going to let these sit on here for about 2 hours and caramelize. This is also, I'm using a cherry wood. I like that sweet flavor. So all of those things that I did, from the rub at the stove to the smoke that I put on the brisket, to the brown sugar I added to my own custom barbecue sauce, all of those different things influence the outcome or flavor of the food. And so what I want to talk about today is how to be an influential CISO. And the first step really to being an influential CISO is understanding the language of your business. So you need to meet with other executives in the company, find out how they talk about the company. You know, how do they see the company and what you do there as an organization? What's the value that you bring to your consumers, whoever they may be? I'd say that the second thing that you need to do is always ask for things in the context of the good of the company. You never want to be seen as someone who's just trying to advance your own agenda. You need to be more of a strategic thinker and always be looking for the good of the company and why what you're asking for makes sense in the context of the business. The third thing I would say is make sure that you take time to build relationships with the influential leaders, other influential leaders in the company. Grab lunch with them, just set up one-on-ones with them, whatever you can do to regularly get their attention and talk to them to build those relationships. The strength of that relationship can by itself be a difference maker at times. And the last thing I'll say is trust. It's important to have that trust. When you say you're going to do something, you do it, always. And they understand you're doing it for the good of the company, et cetera, et cetera. So those are probably the 4 main ingredients I would say to be an influential CISO. I'll let these sit for 2 hours, and I'll be right back for a taste. All right. Well, it's been 2 hours. Let's go ahead and check on our burnt ends. Oh, man, these look delicious. Yeah, that's perfect right there. So you can see kind of what these look like. Get a close up of that. See how tender that is. Those flavors that we talked about introduced a great outcome. And I think if you follow my tips, you will also have a very influential security program as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Frugé-ology.